Hey guys, Corey from Aquariumcoop. Today I want to talk about breeding fish for profit. It's been a long time since we've done an update, but today I want to focus on value added or bonus sales. What does that mean? That means someone's coming over and let's say you've bred a guppy or you've bred something they want. Okay, so they're on the way to your fish room or your house or wherever you're going to meet them. You've got the chance, in my opinion, to sell them on a lot of other stuff. You could, sell other fish, stuff like that, but you want to set yourself up for small but add-on sales. And so like one of the best ones, not that really people come over to my house anymore, but they used to, would be something like microworm cultures. So if we take a look over here, let's say someone was coming to buy the best guppies in the world, some fry. It would be really easy if they saw this going on and you were like, right after you netted some out, you go, well, yeah, I gotta feed them for the day. And you go, oh, let me just grab some of these worms and I'm gonna put them in the water here. I gotta grab some more than that, but. And they go, well, what are those? Yeah, what is that? And you go, oh yeah, it's a microworm culture. And if they don't know what it is, they're intrigued by it. And you go, yeah, it's sustainable and it's great for the babies and all that. I use them on my guppies here. And then you go, yeah, something like that. It runs like $7. And you'd be like, yeah, let that one go for like, $7 to you right now. And so you can get an add-on sale. So maybe they're buying $20 in guppies, but now they're going to spend $27, but they've only got 20s, right? So you go, well, maybe we could find something else you want, and because I don't have change or whatever. And so then you can set yourself up for these microtransactions after the fact. And this is where you get your money, because the microworms to set up, you have to pay $7 once, right? And then never again will you have to spend money if you keep it going. And so another thing like that I do, if people ever come over to my place, sorry about the lighting, it'll adjust here in a moment, but if people ever come over to my place and they see me feeding like Daphnia, they instantly want some. And you might give them some, it depends on how much money they're spending, but this is another thing that a lot of time throughout the year, when it's even remotely warm, you can have Daphnia going in a pond like this, and you could just come out here and you could grab a scoop and you go, yeah, I can get you a start of Daphnia, $5, or maybe it's $3. Like maybe they get both for the $10, right? And they just give you $30 instead of 20. And so you go, yeah, this Daphnia right here every week will become 10 times as much. And then if you want to sell it to them, and this is that salesmanship you got to work on, you just walk right into your fish room. You go, oh man, stuff's gonna love this. Let's go feed it, and we'll come in, we'll feed it, and it'll make the sale. Like I would bet half you guys that are watching this right now are going, Corey, I want to buy it from you. I'm not shipping it. I'm just showing you how to make some extra moolah when it comes to selling stuff. Like I've never fed these guys it before, which these guys are a new colony I'm working on, albino Julidochromis, stuff like that. Maybe I'll sell someday. This is kind of hard to do one-handed here with this thing in the way. Let me open this tank up a little bit. And but yeah, once you put it in here, it'll sell itself. Like once people see the fish go after it, did I put some in there? Hopefully I did. Yeah, there we go. Let me get the light back up front. But once they see the fish start interacting with this, they're gonna go, wait a second, I could sell that to other people and I want it too. And so yeah, I mean, they show themselves and they're an add-on, right? Because whether I could go scoop that 10 more times, right? And that's $50 or whatever it's gonna be. Like that's just a bargain. And so you want these value-added things that you can offer to people. They're not gonna make a drive to your house specifically for, just for Daphnia. I mean, they might, but it's very unlikely, right? And so you want value-added sales. And then what else could you sell if you had going on here? Like maybe you're gonna sell some ram's horn snails. So you could sell them, like, yeah, they're like 50 cents a piece. I can give you a giant handful. You could do the water lettuce. That's another great one. Like in the store, I sell them at $1 a piece, right? But you could just go, oh yeah, how many would you like? And they go, well, I'll take like 5. And you just give them a big old handful. Now they're thinking you're giving them a good deal. But that's another way you can get towards the, towards a $20 sale becoming a $50 sale or a $100 sale or whatever it is. And then you could harvest plants as well. You can go, oh, you don't have any of that plant? Okay, well, you're buying some of these over here. Oh, I could get you some of this plant. And maybe you throw a little bit of that in, but maybe you go, well, I'll give you a little bit of this, Oh, but you want some of this Java for needle leaf? Yeah, you know, I could do like this piece right here for about 10 bucks. And that's that whole value added sale. Now, you could really set yourself up as like a little company if you're gonna do these in-person sales, or, you know, even if you were to meet people in the parking lot, you could have some of this stuff ready to go. Like you have Daphnia, you have a microworm culture, maybe you've got some foods that you like, you've got things extra bagged up, and people can just like, oh yeah, I'd take some of that. Because a lot of times, what you see in person trumps what you see online. Like I know when I buy online going, well, that's the best picture I'm ever gonna see of that, and it's likely that, you know, they're not gonna be that good. But if you see it in person, you're going, wow, that's actually pretty darn good. You know, and so you could also bring extra. So if someone wants just a trio, if they see them in person, like let's say, you know, I tell them they're the best guppies in the world, and let's say I brought them these, and I saw these, I would go like, wow, do you have more for sale? I want more like that. So you might be able to sell 2 trios right off the bat anyway. And so you can see down here, also kind of a little bit of farms going. I've got Java moss and I've got water lettuce. And you can list these things in your, you know, your ad on Craigslist or whatever you want. You know, the other things you can sell that people don't think about, imagine they're coming to your place and they go, oh, I can't live without those guppies. And turns out, oh, you'll sell me these koi guppies? You know, even though these are the only ones I have, let's say I would, but they've only got 1 tank ready. If you sell them the sponge filter that's already cycled, like right here for instance, I've got an extra sponge filter right here, and there's already one running in the tank, but I could tell them like, well, okay, how about 15 bucks and it's yours, and you might not make any money. Maybe that costs you $15, but you're gonna sell the koi guppies. And meanwhile, you can go, oh yeah, you want some of those shrimp too? Yeah, I raised those. And now you sell them a shrimp at, let's say, $2 or $3 a piece out of here, and you go, well, yeah, let's get you 5 of those. And so now you've turned a $20 trio into 50 bucks, and that is a way better deal and a way better use of your time, because if they're gonna come to your facility, you know, when I say your facility, it could be your house, it could be your garage, whatever it is, they're gonna spend like an hour or more there anyway, because they're gonna go, what's this? What's that? What's that? What's that? And they're gonna be doing that the whole time. So if you can be selling to them, it's even better. Now, I actually think it's better if you have, and we've talked about this before, watch the rest of the series, but if you can take a credit card, because then you can just go, yep, that's $4, that's $6, that's $2, that's this, and then you go, yeah, that'll be $63, and it doesn't get weird with like, well, I only have 20s, or so, because what happens, I know I'm a nice guy, and I go, well, $60 is fine, but if you have that credit card, you know, you can run it on Square, boom, you take the $63, yeah, you're gonna pay a little bit of percentage, but you actually get more money, and that's an important thing. So other things I've got kicking around if people were to come in, oh, you want some of the Salvinia? Oh yeah, I've got a ton of that. You know, and you can just look around like, oh yeah, I've got some dwarf Sagittaria down here. I've got moss here. You know, and you can definitely have, don't underestimate stuff that you don't use anymore kicking around. So like I've got some substrates I'm not using, but we could sell those. I've got these still in the bag. What else do I have? Over here, I've got an old cobalt canister filter and a fluval canister filter. If I was on my game, which, you know, I'm not gearing up to do this, but if I was, I'd have these clean and neatly packed and maybe put up on a shelf or something like that going, okay, well, you know, and you can just have some prices on it. It's gonna look a little bit weird. They're gonna be like, so are you a business or are you just a guy that is selling me some stuff? And then you can just say, well, you know, I sell stuff pretty regularly, blah, blah, blah. And what you want them to do is you want them to know that you're a guy that gets a hold of stuff and sells stuff, and then they'll maybe come back to you later. You get repeat customers. So you could just have it up on, like if I had them sitting out here, which I know this is not stuff for sale, but if I did have that kind of stuff, you know, you could do that. The other value added thing, if you gave them, like let's say you were feeding, I know I've got drywall and stuff in the way here, but let's say you had, you were feeding this food to the guppies, right? And you could send them home with a sample of it, and then they're gonna come back to you and go, where'd you get this? And that could be your own blend, or it could be anything really. And so that's that value added, and I think a lot of people miss out on that. They miss out on the opportunity, because that's all a fish store does. A fish store, how it works, we need you to come in and buy fish food, and then we have the opportunity to add on all these fish sales and plant sales, and I didn't know you had that. I didn't know you carried that. I've never seen that before. And that's what we focus on. And so that's what you should focus on. And if you can get babies going and, you know, just strike a deal. You know, if I know, like, of these fish right here, if I know I only need like 6 of them and I've got 40 of them, and they're kind of interested and go, hey, how about $2 a piece? How many you want? And they go, I'll take 5, because 5 of those at $2 a piece is an amazing deal. The problem is raising all these up, I gotta upgrade them to like a 75 gallon and stuff like that. Maybe they say, well, I need assassin snails. Great, we've got them, and you guys can watch the video on how to make money on assassin snails. But then we've got plecos and stuff like that. The goal is get them in the door. If this is your goal, you're not shipping out, get them in the door and then show them a bunch of cool stuff. Because people like to buy cool stuff. I know I do. I think you do. And, you know, you can always buy used equipment. You can buy things in bulk. Sometimes that makes a lot of sense. Go, well, if I buy 50 of those and I can sell one out of, you know, to every 5 people, one person will buy that sponge filter, that might be some value added. But put your mind in that realm. Think about, what is it that I can add to what I'm already offering that makes sense? Now, it doesn't make sense if you have guppies and they're coming to buy guppies and you want to sell them an Oscar. That's really not going to work. But imagine, like, you could get crazy into it. Like, what if you decided, well, I've got a freezer. Maybe what I'll do is I'll sell frozen foods? Like, that seems insane. But what if you could buy cheap, you buy in massive bulk, you know, maybe you're buying it online, maybe you're buying it from a store, maybe you worked out a deal. Like, you got to think of all ways here. So imagine this. Imagine you've got a store, they'll only give you store credit for your fish. You're going, how am I going to use this? Well, if you buy all frozen foods with it, and then you sell the frozen foods a little bit cheaper than retail to people that come and buy stuff from your store, then you're getting your cash back out so you can pay your, you know, electrical bill and your water bill and things like that. And so yeah, you could definitely just have a freezer in your garage or your fish room or wherever it is, you know, your space, and make some extra money that way. But that is the goal. Think of other avenues, especially things that don't have to be alive. Those are great when you're like, oh, let's buy more. Like when you can buy. But if you already got people coming, monetize them as much as possible. That's my tip for, you know, this latest breeding fish for profit series. And that's really where all the money's made, because anyone can breed one thing, but if you can breed a bunch of things and offer a bunch of things and become a one-stop shop for people, and just listen to your customers when they go, you know, a lot of times you'll hear it, oh, after this I'm gonna go get this from this store, or I'm gonna get this, or oh yeah, well, I bought killifish off you, yeah, I gotta get spawning mops. Provide the spawning mops. Like, that's the thing, right? If you hear they have to go get something after buying it from you, that's a sign that if I had had that, I could have saved them a trip and made some money. So, you know, think in those terms, and I think that'll really help you out. Having a little bit of stuff sitting around to sell, I think could help you. Don't invest. Like, don't go out and go, well, I'm gonna buy 40 packages of this food. Don't do that. But have like 2 or 3 sitting there. And if no one buys it, make it a product that you'll use. That's the best thing. That's what I do in my business all the time. I buy what I need to run my business, and if it doesn't sell, I can use it. If it does sell, great, I buy another one. It's very easy, but I'm thinking of another one right here. A lot of times, people will buy bags because they're buying fish off me, and they're thinking, oh yeah, next week I gotta bring fish to my local club auction, or I gotta sell to another guy. That's how I'm raising the money to buy these fish. So you can even sell bags and rubber bands and things like that. And you know, the goal is make a friend, make a customer, make a repeat customer. That's very important. More repeat customers you have, the easier it gets. So hopefully that helped. Quick little update on the breeding fish for profit. You know, I've started a series about different things that I've identified in the market that I think there's money to be made on currently. And so yeah, one of them is the assassin snail. So check out that video. And if you guys like this, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. And leave any comments down below with tips or tricks, and I'll look into them. Maybe I can put them into a video, that type of stuff. Let me know what else you want to know about turning this hobby into a hobby/business a little bit. And I'll see what I can do. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.